Azayrim bedima berina yiktayru. So we're going to continue on the pasuk Man noira makom hazeh ein zeh ke'im beis Elokim. So Yaakov Avinu is on the way, and then he goes into the dream, and he realizes how noira is awe. Noira is awe. It's absolute being taken over by what's going on, by what the experience is. It's not a fear, God forbid. It's not being overtaken by emotion. It's just absolute. It's an internal experience. It's eternal, where everything just stops and it just is. It's an explosion of within. It's just a presence. It's just the reality of what's going on, without like somebody gets can't catch his breath. It just is in the moment. And he says that this is the base Elikim. So what is the base and what is Elikim? So we know that there is Merkava. What's a Merkava? Merkava is where everything is vast. There's Toyu. There's infinite possibilities. There's infinite possibilities within a creator itself is endless Ein Sof possibilities going on and on for 50,000 yovels, and it's for eternity. Eternity above and beyond time and space. I mean, that's just the basics, time and space. It's just the malchus that's at the lowest level. The Nakuda is that then there was a Merkava, there's a system put into place. There's a system created, put into place where the orders are coming down in some sort of a seder, and we are drawing from that. There's different setups. However, we have the Merkava, which is made out of the Pnei Shor, Pnei Arya, Pnei Nesher. So you have the face of the Shor, the ox, the face of the lion. Then you have the eel, which is on top of that, and then on top of everything else, is in the center of it is the Pnei Adam, which is everything is drawing from these animals. I mean, the Pnei Shor, Pnei Arya, these are different angels, different kats, different sections of Malachim. There are drawing the koiches from that. They're sustaining life from that, and this is how it goes up and down. We are by davening, or doing different pu'ulas, we're sending up the koiches, the oiris to them. They process that, and then goes up and up and up, and then goes up to Pnei Adam, is the highest level, which is on top of everything. And Pnei Adam, that is the Yerknashel Yaakov Avinu. Yaakov Avinu, which is Teferes, he's the balance of the Avos. The Avos are the fathers. The fathers are, the right side is Chesed, which is Avram. He brought down all the way down Amshacha, the Chesed of embodying. He was a Merkava of Chesed, of Creator. Whatever that means that he perfected. If Creator wanted to express Chesed in Welt, he was the vessel for that. He was the perfect vessel that was bringing that down. Then we have Gitzchak, which is Gevura, going into absolute Tzimtzum, and then we have Yaakov Avinu, which was the perfect balance between the two. We have different brias, different creations that we have here in Welt, and they are embodying different things. They are a house for different things. We have the trees are a house for Tzemeach. We have the animals, they're a house for this type of expression. They have the ocean, which is an embodiment of that type of koyach that comes into Welt. We have the air, the avir, the air, the breath and the wind and all that. That's moving. It's moving things. It's a silent operator, and we don't realize what's happening as the wind is moving. We think it's just the wind. No, but it has a specific destination and a mission that it's here to accomplish, and it's moving around. The ruach is moving in, it's moving out. it's being created, and all types of movements are going around that. And it's a house. It's embodying a certain message. It's embodying a certain combination, a certain tziruf. And then you have the Adam, which is embodying. It's the house for Elokim, Ein Ze Ke'im Beis Elokim, which means that as we are going through the Seder Shtalshlis of different tzirufim, because everything is a combination, everything that we see is a tziruf. The closer the tziruf is, the highest tziruf that we have, tziruf is a combination of letters, of oisis, the highest tziruf that we have is Yud Kei Vav Kei. Then that Yud Kei Vav Kei is expanded in spelling out the Yud, Vav, Dalet, and so on and so forth. And the more it's expanding, the further it is from the source, the more it is megashem, which means that the more it is that when I see it and when we talk about it and when I'm in communication with it, the less inspiring it is to the core, to the source of where it's coming from and where I need to go to. So, for instance, I can have a food or something that is you have a plain. Let's say eating fresh vegetables versus eating a sandwich with all types of dips next to it, which is, how do you feel after that? After you have something that is with so many combinations, this is just a muscle, and which means that it's further away from its truth. It's further away from the Yud Kei Vav Kei, from the ultimate combination, the ultimate tziruf that will get me to my center, that will align me to where I need to be. So we have the difference. Chassidus talks about the difference between yain and shemen, wine and oil. Wine is something that penetrates into the body, and it has a koich, yain samachal bav energy. It has a koich that it goes to the core of the person's essence, and when it touches the core of the person's essence, it dissolves. It breaks out, it dissolves all the blockages and the filters that are stopping, they're in the way of the person's happiness and the person's simcha and the person's expression. It removes all that by way of infiltrating, going all the way to the core. And that goes inward. Then we have shemen stays above. Shemen doesn't mix with anything, it stays on top. Shemen itself on top. It's always, whenever you pour it on top of a liquid or whatever you pour it into, it goes on water or wine, it will rise to the top. Which means that shemen is a higher madrege. It's more of a level of oinik. It's not a place of simcha. It's something that is it doesn't intermingle. It doesn't get busy with what's happening. It doesn't facilitate my lack of expression, but rather it stays above. It doesn't have to go through the process and all the other channels that wine has to go through. So why are we talking about all this? What's happening over here? So the nakuda is that Yaakov goes in, he goes on his way to Haran, he enters in the space of Olam Asiyah, Malchus the Malchus, deep Asiyah, Haran Af. He goes into a place of the confusion and dealing with Lavan Arami, our grandfather, so to speak, and all types of 10 times was his different negotiations where it changed around. He lied to him about his wives and so on and so forth. And all that is happening, and when we're far away from the tziruf, the further we're going into Haran, the further away we are from where we need to be, the center point of the message of Yud Kei Vav Kei, the nekudah of where we're all striving and all yearning. And our ratzon, our confusion, our the feeling of lack of is because we are far away from the combination of where we need to be. We're far away from that Yud Kei Vav Kei. It's like when you go to the eye doctor and they put on those glasses and he keeps putting in different lenses and click, and it's like clear, and like, oh, this is it. Now it's clear. And then there's another one, he clicks like, no, now it's not where it's at. So are we with the difference of a Yud Kei Vav Kei, which is the perfect tziruf, and then going into the tzirufim of gematriyos, which is by way of vibration, rather by way of just being present with it, aligned with our center. So as Yaakov is going through that process, and he is the head, the neshama klali of everything. So is Rachel Amenu, the Shechina, representing the Shechina. as he's entering that space, we are too being affected by that, because this is the bitter that we need to go through. Avram stayed, it was in Eretz Yisrael. Yitzchak was in Eretz Yisrael. He went to Mitzrayim. Avram came back to Eretz Yisrael. Yitzchak wasn't allowed to leave Eretz Yisrael, but Yaakov was the only one that had to enter into Haran. He went in and he became a shepherd. He was dealing with what he had to deal with to do the proper birurim, with the whole back and forth. So so as is going through this process, and we're finding ourselves deep away from the centerpiece of where we need to be, which means that we are not even anywhere close to the tzirif of the Yudke Vavke where we want to be. We're not even close to that center gaze, that perfect alignment of balance of where we need to be, of where it's at, where we can be, finally feel at home. But and we have the oil stays on top. It's all the way up there in Atzilus, Malchus da Atzilus, and we are all the way down here in Malchus da Asiyah, all the way at the bottom. We're almost like sandwiched in, but all the way at the bottom, there is the chip, the sensor. There is that is staying true to the core. That's staying true to the centerpiece. Yaakov Avinu is the centerpiece. He is the Pharis. He's at the center, going from aligning from the Yesod Malchus all the way up to the Keser, Das Keser. So what Yaakov Avinu is telling us over here is what he realizes. I thought that I'm in Haran. I'm far away from where I need to be, to the point where I can't even have a prophecy. I need to go through. I need to enter a dream state. I need to go into a dream, to a cholim, in order to see something there, to see where it's at. But when I'm waking up, I'm realizing he is in shock. He's in awe of what's being revealed to him over here. That the goof, the body that we're having, this vessel that we are walking around with, the message that it's carrying, just like every other bria is carrying a message, the trees, the water, the ocean, the sun, the moon, the animals, all the kingdoms and every throne and so forth. This vessel that we are carrying, that we're walking around with, this is the house of Elokim. Elokim is the goof, so to speak. It's Teva. That's what holds Teva in place. It's the code for Teva. But the Elokim, when you put it into a shiluf, when you're matzarav that with Yud Kevavke, it's like putting an overlay, like putting it from another lens on the glasses so you can see better now. But we have to be in Elokim, and the goof that we're having is the base Elokim. It's housing the base Elokim all the way down at the bottom, with the alignment, with different tzirufim, with different alignments. That's where you enter in all the way to going back to the Pnei Adam, communicating to the top of the Merkava. Now, once again, what's a Merkava? A Merkava is something that the way it's explained is you have a horse, and then the horse is the Merkava, and then the person on top of it is riding the horse, and the horse is going wherever the Balagol is telling him to go. So too, we are the horses. The Oisias are the horses, and then the light that comes into it, the message that comes into it, is the Balagol. Our Balagala is Pnei Adam, is Yaakov Avinu, which is, we're communicating with that, which is Ki'in Beis Elikim, which is going all the way up to Yud Kevavke, Shem Ab, which is the highest combination, the highest tziruf, which is going through the process of Chachma. 72 tunnels, as it's explained in Chassidus, 72 Gesharim, bridges of how the light comes through. So it shouldn't be too much. It should come in perfect alignment. So Enzakim Beselikim. We should wake up to make contact with that, finding that from within, going inside, finding that truth, find your Elikim within you. Recognize the house that you have, the vibration, the message that you carry, the code that's keeping you around, the code that's trying to communicate with us, to wake us up to the ultimate redemption. And once you connect with that, everything else starts dissolving. By expanding your truth, recognizing your Elikim, that all the the harshness, the dinam that we're experiencing is just the vessel. A vessel is harsh. A vessel is a hard material because it's a vessel. It's holding something. It's the chatzonius of what's really going on. So don't get carried away. Don't get caught up on the chatzonius of it, but rather understand that Avram, Yaakov Avinu put around the stones, the kovbeis oisius, he put it around the stones, put it around his head. So when we have the aleph base, we have the letters, we have Lashon HaKodesh, we have the tools on how to move things around and how to align things the way it needs to be, entering the space of das, knowing, waking up, knowing. Once there's das, when das entered, when das came to being, that's where the shvira started. Shvira was where the vessels broke. The vessels broke. Why? Because das is, he knows too much. He became present of what was really going on. He became present of this greatness. So too, when we enter the space of das, everything else falls apart. Everything else dissolves, and we're going into a place of noira, a place of awesomeness. L'chaim levracha. Have an awesome day. Blessings.